Hi, this time I'm going to talk about an upgrade. What do? I have a GoPro 5, I want to upgrade. Do I get the 7 or do I get the 8? For me, the GoPro is a tool that I use on holiday mostly. I don't go jumping off cliffs and doing all sorts of mad things at the age of 65. I do a bit of diving, so it's handy for the diving. Still put it in a case though, because I never trust these ports. So I always use a case when I go under the sea. But I took this GoPro out with me to Menorca. And it was when I went to a place called San Tomas. I went into the sea. It was so good down there. I was probably under the sea there for probably an hour or hour and a half, quite a while. And I was filming the fish with the GoPro, my GoPro Hero 5. And this has lasted me since, God knows when. I've had it quite a few years now. And everything worked fine. When I got out of the sea, my GoPro suddenly started doing weird things. Started turning itself on, then I'd turn it off, then it turned itself on, and I was noticing the battery was running down. Something was wrong. And eventually that developed into turning itself on, turning itself off, turning itself on, turning itself off, and it went into a loop. And even just booting it down, taking it down, turning it off, didn't fix it. I pulled out the battery. That didn't fix it. When I put it back in, it still went into the cycle of on, off, on, off. There was nothing I could do. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have to upgrade this blooming thing, which was a great pity because I do like the GoPro 5 a lot. And I use it with this nice case that holds the sound adapter. Great sound and great picture. And I didn't really want to be spending more money on another camera because for me it's a holiday thing, it's a vlogging type thing where I'm taking pictures of the family around the place. It's not the sort of thing where I want to get on a bike or I want to jump off cliffs. Just want to take family pictures, and it was a lot of money to have to replace this thing. So I did some homework and I went on the internet to see what would be the best option to upgrade the broken 5 with. I looked at the 7, saw all the problems that people were having with freezing and all kinds of things going on there and jitters and things. Thought, maybe that's a bit dodgy for that price. Then I went on to the Osmo site and had a look at the action and the pockets and looked at reviews. Those two look really good, except they both worked well with the internal microphones, both of them actually, the pocket and the action, I thought. But when the adapter came out for the action in particular, I didn't like it. One thing I've noticed with the audio going into the action via the adapter was that for some reason the internal microphone sounded more open than having the adapter on and using an external microphone, even if you were going to use quite a treble-laden type of mic, like the Video Micro. So I didn't like the audio, and I wasn't prepared to wait to see whether Osmo were actually going to sort that out. So that ruled out the Osmos for me as far as the sound goes, because for me the sound is very important. I went back to the 7, had a look at the 7 again. Picture it fine, looked good to me, but people were having problems, and I thought, okay, that's got problems. Should I wait for the 8? And then I noticed that most of the problems with the 7 appeared right at the start, and then there were firmware updates to try and fix each thing that was happening. And I thought, well, do I really want to get an 8 and start having problems with the new 8, even though it's got better stabilisation than the 7? And I was going round in circles. What did it for me in the end was the fact that I was able to trade in a camera for £50 with GoPro Direct, send the camera off to them, and they gave me £50 off a new Hero 7. So I ended up getting myself a brand new Hero 7. Now, in the time that I was waiting for the Hero 7 to come, and it only took a week actually, which was really good, and I'm very pleased at the fact that I could get 50 quid off for an old broken camera, which I actually sent to them as a replacement for this one. And then in the end, it cost me, I think, somewhere around £270, which I think is really fantastic. Actually, cheaper than the Hero 5. The Hero 5, when it first came out, was over £300. and this was bought for me as a present, which was a bit sad. But while it was away, I did something with this which I found did work, and so now I've got 2 GoPros, which is rather nice. It's really posh. What happened was I took the battery out and left the battery out for quite a while. And in the meantime, I bought the 7, thinking this thing's never going to work again. About 2 weeks later, I put the battery back in. Everything had reset back to factory, and nothing was set up again. It was like a new camera. So I reset it up, thinking, oh, it's going to go into this boot up and boot down, whatever. And it didn't. So I thought, this is going to work. This is actually going to work. So what I did was I took the card out. I formatted it first, took it out, and I downloaded the firmware again from GoPro direct and put it onto the card. And what you do is you put the folder onto your computer, unzip it, take the whole folder and put it onto the root of the card, put the card in, switch on. The GoPro updated, and I reset it up as a factory resetted, a new camera. And then I reformatted it, and then I reset the camera again, booted up, and now everything is working fine on my GoPro Hero 5. And in the meantime, I'd sent off an old camera to GoPro to get 50 quid off a new 7. And I was beginning to think, oh, do I need to spend this money really? This thing started working perfectly again. All I can think of was basically while I was out in Menorca, it overheated somehow in that case, even though I was underwater. When I got out into the sunshine, it overheated and it sent the camera doolally. It just went bananas on me. But now I have a perfectly working Hero 5, which I'm really chuffed about. But now when the 7 arrived, I was delighted, and I thought, I don't want the problems now that people are getting with the Hero 7. So straight away, I downloaded the newest firmware, 1.80, for the Hero 7 onto the computer, unzipped it onto the card, put it on straight away, and then booted it up as a new camera. And I've had it now for a couple of weeks, and to be honest, I haven't had any problems at all. In fact, I'm delighted with the new 7. There are differences in picture quality, the way the picture looks, but they can be adjusted to look similar anyway. The stabilisation is better, as everyone has already said, and we all know what the 7 offers above the 5. It is a good upgrade. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same picture with both, so they can be directly compared. And perhaps before you think about going to the 8, you might actually think about getting a discount and going to the 7 instead. This is the quality that you get from the GoPro Hero 5. I've got stabilisation on, and I've got all the other things switched to auto. It's a pretty miserable day today, and I'm using the internal microphone. Now the thing is that the GoPro Hero 5 doesn't have great audio, and I suspect actually it's worse when you take the side door off. Now, just to show what it's like when you're running, not that I'm going to take a lot of videos of me running, to be honest, but that's the way it looks when you're running. Same thing now going on with the GoPro Hero 7. I'm on the internal microphone, and you can probably hear that what I found is that the sound from the internal microphone is actually a little bit better than the 5, and I'll go for a little trot. But I'll be honest, I don't do a lot of trotting on my holiday videos, but that's the GoPro Hero 7 on internal microphone. Now for this shot, the difference is that I've put a microphone onto the GoPro Hero 5. Again, everything is at auto. Look at these mushrooms or toadstools. Look at that. Incredible, isn't it? So this is now using the external microphone. There is a bit of a breeze, but I'll go into a run, a bit of a trot, and but we've already done that. But that's the sound when you put an external microphone onto the GoPro Hero 5. Now I'm using the GoPro Hero 7 with an external microphone. By the way, the external microphone is just the little miniature 172 that's made by MicBooster.com, and it's a very, very good microphone. And this is the sound that you get when you go in via the external mic port with one of those adapters. So this is the Hero 7 using the external adapter, external audio. As you can see, today is a blooming awful day. This is a typical UK miserable grey day in the winter, and in these conditions GoPros aren't at their best, but you know, in the UK this is what we film, and it's not out in the bright sunshine of Florida or USA or out in Spain. So this is what you're going to get without doing any processing to the picture whatsoever. And this is the Hero 7 being used while I'm walking and talking behind it. So you can see that there is a difference in picture in the saturation and the contrast between the two cameras. They can be adjusted so they look similar if you want to mix the two. So I'm now a 2 GoPro person and I can take multiple angles, which is actually very nice. Now the question of the upgrade, I am really pleased that I went for the 7 because I've saved a lot of money really, although I didn't in the end really need the upgrade. But the 7 has cost me in the end £270. I already had the subsidiary bits and pieces to add. I had the case already. This is the Ulanzi, and I had an earlier Ulanzi for the 5, so that was fine. I've already got the adapter for the 5, and believe it or not, the adapters are now available in Amazon for £46, I think it was, or was it 49? It's 40 something, near 50. So the adapters are still available. They're available now. They are there on Amazon UK. So I decided to get a new adapter for this one so I can run both cameras at the same time. I'm really chuffed with the picture quality from the 7. It's very, very, very good. I like it a lot. And I've saved myself about £100 in the process of the upgrade, although really I didn't need to upgrade anyway, but in the end, because I've got that 5 going. But saved £100 because the new 8 is going to emerge at around 380, and this one worked out at 270. And even with the 8, I would have needed an adapter before that other thing comes out in December for the sound and the lights and all that business, and there's another £100 to put on the top. I just thought, no, it's just over the top, and I didn't want to face any new problems that emerge with the new GoPro Hero 8. So the 7 is around, and you can get discount if you want it, £50 off just by trading in one of your older cameras. As long as the initial value of the original camera, I think it's £99 or over. So I found an old camera and sent it off thinking, see if I can get myself a new camera. I'm delighted. I'm now a 2 GoPro family, which I'm very happy about, and I can take really posh GoPro films now. And I'm hoping that this one doesn't have the overheating problems that I got with the 5 when I go to hot countries. Having said that, I do wonder what the 8's going to do, because it's going to be pushing hard on that processor, and I wonder how hot that thing's going to get as well. But there you are. I'm with the 7 for the time being. Let the 8 sort its problems out over the next year. Maybe in a year or two I'll get an 8 or even a 9 if that comes out. We'll see. But I'm really chuffed with the 7. It's not as bad as I felt after seeing the videos on YouTube about the 7 and its problems. It's a pretty good camera. Lovely stabilisation. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers for now.